Surprisingly, the US and the Soviet Union both had democracy, but for one key difference, the Russians only had one party rule, so the choices were limited in who could be elected. Following World War II, the Russians established many satellite states in Eastern Europe for its further defense. These states were all absorbed into the Soviet Union as a greater whole.
I know you can make more toasters for the people, but the army needs more tanks.
State-run businesses were limited in their freedoms of what they could produce and how, whereas in the US, many companies could produce almost anything they wanted. When they were run by the state, they had to meet state quotas and produce state goods that were mandated by the state.
Man, I wish I was an important official. Then I could have a car and drive around.
Most people in the Soviet Union didn't have cars and wouldn't drive anywhere, so most biked or walked most places. It was mostly state officials or important factory owners or individuals with friends in high places that owned vehicles.
Man, sometimes I don't like how the state runs things.
Did I just hear you having anti-state thoughts?
Citizens could not openly talk about the government negatively, and many feared that the state security would appear anywhere and take anyone who spoke out or spoke privately about their qualms with the government. Following World War II, Germany was split up into East and West, with the Soviet Union controlling the east side and the United States of America controlling the west side along with other allies. The the state and economies of both nations showed in how the country looked following the war. The Russian side being more destroyed, reflecting their miscare for the Germans. The American side being more cared for and built up, following their attempts to rebuild the economy and show the communists how they feel. Following World War II, the Korean Peninsula was divided between Russia in the north and in the south of the US. When the North attempted to invade the South, the UN stepped in to prevent it. The North, supported by the Russians, put up a good fight, but eventually it ended in a stalemate.
Man, I really don't want to be here.
Man, I really don't want that guy here.
What?
When the North Vietnamese, might have heard this before, invaded the South, the Americans supplied the South with weapons and eventually started deploying troops. While the North was supported by the Russians, it ended with the US pulling out and the North annexing all of the South.
Man, I really don't want to be here.
Man, I really don't want this guy here.
Huh? Yeah, how's that feel? Yeah.
American support!
Oh.
Carry me now! Ah! No, I'm leaving. The Viet Comrades, it is Gorbachev. Today today I am expanding your rights and allowing more than one party elections.
No, you aren't. I'm starting a coup.
No, you aren't. All of the people want this to happen. We're stopping you.
The final premier of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, started allowing more freedoms and allowing more Western culture in. A group of military officers attempted to stage their coup, but the civilian populace stopped them in this process, and then the first election was held in which Gorbachev was elected out.